What is good, peasants? My name is JB, and we are back here today with a little bit of a different tier list. Today we're going to be taking a look at all of the Gen 9 Pokemon from the Paldea region, and we're going to be ranking them, not necessarily on looks or anything like that, or, really anything to do with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, today we're going to be ranking them based on what role I think they would fill in the game Pokemon Unite. So we're kind of crossing over a little bit, because I do think eventually we will get some Gen 9 Pokemon in Pokemon Unite, and let me know which Gen 9 Pokemon you most want to see in Unite. I did a poll on this a long time ago. And by a long time ago, I mean like a couple days after Scarlet Violet released, and the poll winners were actually our friends over here, Armoroge and Ceruledge, who you guys wanted to see as a split evolution. I think that is incredibly likely to be a thing at some point. So yeah, that is probably my bet for most likely Pokemon we'll see from this generation in Pokemon Unite first, but it could honestly be any of them. And today we're going to discuss which roles I think they would fill, starting off with Meowscarada, the grass starter, and these are just ranked in order of alphabetical order. I'm pretty sure most of you could figure that out, but I don't think all-arounders are better than the borders, although I do think all-arounders are generally probably the best class in the game overall, but that's here nor there. But yeah, Meowscarada, I don't really think it has the build of an all-arounder. It feels like a speedster, it feels like an assassin, so we'll go ahead and give it speedster. I think you can do some cool stuff with flower trick, give it some form of night slash or something. Makes a lot of sense to me. For Skeledirge, this is a tough one. I think it could maybe pull off attacker, but I think defender makes the most sense for it. Based on the fact that it has unaware as an ability, it is just kind of a tankier Pokemon in general, and it just fits the vibe of a defender, so we'll go ahead and put it there. Now, for probably my favorite of the starters, personally, I am a big fan of Quaquaval, at least competitively. I don't know a whole heck of a lot about, Gen 9 competitive, and that's not really what we're here to talk about, but I do know I'm a big fan of Quaquaval. And I think it could also probably fill the role of a speedster quite well, but also kind of has an all-aroundery vibe as well. Just because, a lot of these sort of fighting types are all-arounders. We don't really have a fighting type speedster yet. It definitely has the speed to pull it off. And I do think its general vibe gives off more speedster. And you could definitely do some fun stuff with whatever its signature move is called, which I totally can't think of. And that's going to be a recurring theme throughout this video, is your boy not being able to remember signature moves. Because like I said, I kind of just finished the games and stopped. So this totally is not me stalling, trying to figure out what the hell this Pokemon's water move is that I cannot remember for the life of me. It is called Aqua Step. Yes, Aqua Step would be really cool, just giving you a little bit more movement speed. I think it probably fits the vibe of a speedster as well. Oinkalong. Now, this Pokemon is just kind of whatever. Obviously, people would go nuts having Lechonk in the game. That'd be pretty cool, right? And you could definitely make this Pokemon work. It would probably I don't really think you could do supportive with this mon, so I think defender is just what it has to be. Spidops is a Pokemon I would actually love to see in the game, just because I want this vibe of a Pokemon in the game. I want some sort of tanky trapper style build. I want something with I want like a spider web sort of build. I want sticky webs in the game. And basically just any role or any Pokemon that could bring that to me would be awesome. And Spidops wouldn't be my first choice, but if we get some sticky webs in the game, that'd be really cool. And it just looks and feels like a defender. It also has some just really fun stuff you could do with, I believe it gets spikes. I believe it gets entry hazards, right? Yeah, you can do a lot of fun stuff with this Pokemon. So I think definitely an option. You could give it, some form of lunge or leech life as well. Maybe even give it a little bit of first impression. But speaking of first impression, the Pokemon, Blockix is, I think, a Pokemon that's going to be way up there in terms of Gen 9 Pokemon that could come to Unite. It's an awesome Pokemon. It's an awesome design. Has a great ability. Give this Pokemon some sort of, first impression. Like maybe you're hidden in a bush, not full-on Sableye invisibly, but maybe you attack out of a bush. You get a huge damage boost to first impression. I don't know, something cool like that. I think it could definitely fill an assassin type role. Now, this is a pretty interesting Palmot. Palmot, I think you could actually pull off a supporter with, but I think that could be incredibly toxic, depending on how they work Revival Blessing into the game. Otherwise, I think this Pokemon, you could just make it a cool little, fun all-arounder. It'd obviously be a lot smaller, and I do think that's the vibe that would fit, because imagine if they put Revival Blessing in this game. That would be unbelievably toxic. Just, bringing someone back to life. That should never, ever happen, and if that does, that might be the death of Unite. But, just making a little, kind of funny-looking small guy just run around punch stuff. I mean, it gets close combat, it gets Thunder Punch. You can do a lot of fun stuff with that. It gets, you know, it just gets a lot of punching moves. I think this Pokemon could be a really fun all-arounder, just like a fun little cutesy guy where you have, you know, like your Machamps, your Tyrantars that roll. You know, give us a little Palma action too. Now, Mousehold, I have no idea what to do with Mousehold. Yeah, Mousehold is a weird one. So I would lean supporter with it, but I think maybe you could do something with Tidy Up. But obviously Population Bomb is a really weird thing. I think Mousehold would probably lean more supporter, but I don't know how you put this Pokemon in the game, but I would love to see it. I think it'd be funny. Dachsbun. I love this Pokemon. It's super good, and I used it a little bit in VGC. I have a little bit of an affinity for it. I think Well-Baked Body could be really cool if used right. Like maybe you take just way reduced damage from physical hits, or maybe you do get like some sort of passive defense buff. Like what if Well-Baked Body was just a built-in stack, but for defense? Like every time you score you get a defense stack. Like if, you know, defense stacking was an item, what if that was just Dachsbun's ability? That'd be sick. That'd be so cool. But I would lean defender with Dachsbun. Really not getting a whole lot of attackers out of this generation, are we? Not yet anyway. Not a lot of gives off that vibe of like range mage or range like ADC type. At least not yet. We'll probably get to some, but yeah, Dachsbun I think would definitely be defender. Arboliva, I don't know anything about this Pokemon. I have never seen it. I think this might be our first attacker though. Although you could do some fun stuff with like Leech Seed. I do want some sort of Leech Seed trappy build. I want a trapper. I want like a dedicated trap Pokemon. Like I want something to, like I want to like throw down a Leech Seed like on a goal or in a bush or something and just leave it, and then someone walk into it and get trapped there for a second. I want like a Junkrat trap style trapper. And I don't have like a reference point for any other MOBA, but I'm sure something like that exists in other MOBAs. I want that in Unite so bad. I think that would be a super fun build to have. I also really want like an Overwatch reference or a HOTS. I don't know the Stitcher from HOTS, but I want like a Roadhog, you know, just anchor. I want someone to like actually pull. Like I want that. I want displacement. I want more displacement. And I want more traps, and not just point click stun. I want more like fun, crowd control, more skill-based crowd control, or just different crowd control. I don't want just point click stun. That's all we have in Unite at the moment. But Arboliva, looking at this thing's moveset, it really doesn't scream attacker. But I guess you could just give it some sort of like Petal Blizzard or something. I don't know if this thing has a signature move. It has a pretty cool ability though. Maybe do something with grassy terrain, like just sort of giving off healing vibes. I think it would probably lean more supporter though, just based on, you know, something around Seed Sower and Leech Seed. I think that's probably more of a supporter build than a attacker. Squawkabilly, yeah, I have no idea. This Pokemon is just dumb and kind of no one likes it, and it doesn't even like it. It would definitely be some sort of attacker or speedster though. Yeah, I would lean speedster for it. It's just a bird. I don't know how you do a bird that isn't a speedster. Or Cramorant. Yeah. Garganacl, this is the easiest defender ever. I actually really would love to see Garganacl in Unite. I think it'd be a perfect defender. Just a huge big rock thing walking around. You know, you get to play Minecraft as it before it evolves. I think it would be super fun. Yeah, you can do just some fun stuff with Stone Edge, Stealth Rock, stuff like that. You know, just more stuff. We gotta have Salt Cure. I'm sure you could do something cool with. Deals 1/8 max HP each turn, 1/4. Oh, so you know what? Honestly, Salt Cure kind of seems pretty cool. You could definitely do something fun with that. I don't know. You can figure it out. Armoroche, I think we have our first attacker. Give this thing its oh god. Listen, dude, I haven't touched these games. I already forget the cannon. What's the cannon move? Jesus Christ. It is just armor cannon. I'm like, yeah, armor cannon. Let it just, you know, sit back, charge that thing up from a, you know, but just make it decision vibe a special attack. I think that could really work. Yeah, just range ADC, give it some sort of Fire Spin or Inferno or Shadow Ball or some sort of Nightshade, maybe even Overheat. Yeah, this is definitely attacker. And I do think, obviously, with Charcadet, you would have to do some sort of split evo. And I do think Bitterblade, Mr. Cerulean Edge would be probably more all-arounder or speedstery. I would probably lean speedster since it's an attacker, but the one reference we have for this is Scyther and Sizzler for a split evo. So I think, you know, maybe we could get away with an all-arounder attacker instead of an all-arounder speedster hybrid. Although Armoroche could really, or Cerulean Edge could really feel either. It does feel a little bit more speedstery, but Yeah, we'll give it speedster. Why not? Why not? Belly Bolt. Belly Bolt could do attacker or defender. Belly Bolt could definitely be an attacker. I can see that. It has a really high special attack step, but it's pretty slow. Does it get... I mean, it can do some, you know, discharge things. Maybe some sort of electro ball. I don't know. You can do... It could definitely be an attacker, but I'm gonna lean defender with it. Kilowattrel is obviously a speedster. I mean, Bird is really fast. Give it some sort of hurricane, volt switch, thunder. Yeah, it works. Mabistiff, it could be all-arounder, but it also just feels more defendery to me. I forget its ability. Oh, you can do some fun stuff with, like, this guard dog just sounds cool. Like, you could definitely make guard dog a fun MOBA ability. Just gets a lot of biting stuff. Otherwise, I would guess you could just do strong jaw as well. So, yeah, it could definitely pull off all-arounder. Do we have a four-legged all-arounder? Not that that really matters. It's just kind of like the vibe I'm getting though, because a lot of the defenders in the game are like, a lot of the defenders are, you know, not walking upright. Although Blastoise, there are exceptions to that. Blastoise walks on 2 legs. Snorlax does as well. Trevenant does. Slowbro does. So Greedent does. About half of the defenders walk on 2 legs. So I don't know what I'm trying. The defenders weren't really the point of that. It was all arounders. I guess you could count Buzzwole as a Pokemon that has more than 2 legs, because we don't really have like an all-arounder that walks around. I don't know. It's just a weird thought I had. I've been like theory crafting, because people will be like, well, what if we put a Torterra in the game as an all-arounder? What if Arcanine's an all-arounder or Luxor's an all-arounder? Well, we don't really have a Pokemon that functions like that in a game. Obviously, it's just a design thing. You can do anything with any Pokemon, but I think Mabistiff could work as an all-arounder, so we'll give it that. Grafaiai, I think this is a supporter. It gets some weird, it gets a lot of fun, like, supporty style moves. You could do something with Parting Shot for sure. I forget this thing's signature move. It gets Sketch, right? Does this Pokemon get Sketch? Is that true? It's not true. Did I lie? I did lie. I mean, yeah, it definitely feels supportery or speedstery to me. It could work as an attacker as well. It could. But something along the lines of like Parting Shot. What does this Pokemon do? I was told this Pokemon was really, really good by people I trust. Doodle. Doodle is the thing I'm looking up. User and allies' abilities become target's abilities. So you could do something with that in game. But yeah, you could make this work in Pokemon Unite for sure. I think it'd probably lean support. Maybe like an annoyance attacker. Maybe a speedster. But I'm gonna give it support. Bramblegast. This Pokemon is bad. Oh, but you can do some fun stuff with Windroller if Tailwind were ever to be added to the game. But I really do think we need Tailwind. Tailwind needs to be a thing. I guess attacker. I don't know. Attacker, maybe. Sure. I mean, I don't know what else this thing would be. It could work as something. I don't know. Maybe defender even. It rolls, so maybe speedster. This Pokemon literally has no like signature characteristics. It's kind of just a it's kind of just is. It's kind of just, what are those things called? Who cares? Tumbleweed. It's kind of just a tumbleweed. I don't know. Toedscruel. Oh boy. Well, first off, I want Tentacruel in the game, and I want Tentacruel in the game like 5 years ago. But Toedscruel, probably all-arounder. I know that sounds really dumb, but yeah, probably all-arounder. All-arounder or defender for sure. I think Tentacruel would be an amazing defender, but this thing's a little bit more offensive, so we'll give it attacker or all-arounder, I guess. Why not? It would just be so creepy to watch run around. I'm in on the all-arounder. Cloth is an all-arounder for sure. Could also work as defender, but it has, well, you can do, I want like a more offensive Shell Smasher. We have that. We have Shell Smash in the game, but I think a more offensive Shell Smasher could be really cool. You can do some just dirty stuff with Anger Shell. Anger Shell could be sick in this game. That's why I lean a little bit more all-aroundery, just because of something like that. But I mean, you could just make a really offensive defender as well. They've, you know, Pokemon Unite has never had defenders be overpowered, not even once. Scovillain, one of the contenders for best Gen 9 name. Really like Scovillain. This is a really good name, and I do think this is an attacker. Give it some sort of just AoE type damage, but yeah, big fan of Scovillain. Rabska's terrible. It's another Pokemon with Revival Blessing though, so I would lean supporter with it. You could do something with like Calm Mind even, so Sword Power perhaps. I don't know what you do with this Pokemon. It's supporter defender. All right, Espartha's another one I think has a pretty good chance to make it in. And I do think it is just a special attack supporter. It would play a little bit like Dodrio, but obviously be more special attack based. It does have the This is how it does have speed boost. This is how little I played non-Pokemon Unite in recent years. I couldn't even remember what speed boost, one of the most overpowered abilities in Pokemon history, is. I couldn't even remember that. But yeah, this Pokemon has a lot of great coverage. You can do some fun stuff with its signature move, Lumina Crash. So it has its own signature move. Lowers targets Spadef. You get like, yeah, I think this Pokemon could be like a really cool speedster for sure. Tinkaton, everyone's favorite and myself included. I really like Tinkaton. I think it probably could work as a defender, but this Pokemon is absolutely an all-arounder, and I think outside of Armoroge and Sorolage, I think Tinkaton is probably one of the more popular Pokemon from this generation. I think one of the Pokemon that has one of the highest chances of making it into the game. I think a lot of people really like Tinkaton, and just Gigaton Hammer. Do I need to say anything else? Could you imagine a fully stacked attack weight with a Gigaton Hammer? Maybe even a fully stacked weakness policy? Yeah, let's make that happen. Let's get Tinkaton in the game yesterday. All right, I forget this. Bombardier, I think Bombardier could pull off attacker. Just running around just like dropping bombs, that could be pretty cool too. Just like dropping like grenade style abilities, like just throwing a thing like on a point and just having it land in the middle of, you know, a team and blow up, like sort of like Venusaur Unite, but just as a obviously weaker cooldown. You can do something with that, with like a sky attack perhaps. That could work. Is that even in this game? It doesn't really matter if it's in Gen 9, but yeah, you could do something with like sky attack with that. That'd be cool. Or just even rock throw. That could be fun, because obviously this thing's gimmick is that it just drops rocks. It's obviously that portion in the game where you have to run up the hill away from rocks, so you can do something with just like throwing rocks or just throwing bombs. Yeah, just stuff that explodes. I like it. Obviously give it some sort of bird moves too. But yeah, Bombardier could be cool. Palafin is definitely an all-arounder. I don't know how you'd work around giving it its hero form, but yeah, Palafin is 100% an all-arounder. Yeah, give it Wave Crash, give it Jet Punch, Blitz Punch things. That'd be really cool. Revaroom is the definition of a speedster. It go fast, it go burr, it get speed boost. Does this thing get signature move? I have no idea. I have no idea what Revaroom. I think it gets a signature move. Spin out, yeah. Give it spin out, let it do stuff. Yeah, it's cool. Speaking of speedster, Cyclizar, you can do some disgusting things with Shed Tail. I don't know what it would entail in Unite, but you could do it. Make it happen. Yes. Otherwise, just give it some sort of rapid spin. Maybe this is where we get Ice Spinner in the game. I don't know. Probably not Ice Spinner, but yeah, Cyclizar could be cool. Earthworm, Defender, very easy. It heals when it gets hit by ground moves in, you know, mainline game. Make it so it gets healed by auto attacks or something. I don't know. That'd be so overpowered. Imagine like you get like sent to a certain HP. Like say you're at 5% HP, but once you hit that level on Earthworm, every auto attack from the enemies heal you. So this thing would just like full counter Garchomp. Like you have to kill it with a you have to kill it with burst damage, not auto attacks. That'd be so stupid. Why did my mind go to the most broken thing ever? But yeah, Glamora I think would have to be a defender. I don't really think it works as anything else. Maybe supporter, maybe, but this Pokemon is all about spreading toxic spikes, so this could, you know, work for some sort of gold defending trapping sort of defender. Give it some sort of spiky shield, give it some sort of a power gem, something like that. Mortal Spin even could work as a signature type move. I don't know what you do with it, but just make it push people away or make it, you know, trap things. Just give me toxic spikes, and this is like the #1 toxic spiker there is. Houndstone is an all-arounder for sure. Graveyard Rush, or no, what is it? Grave Rush. Oh god, I don't play these games, guys. I don't play competitive Pokemon because I'm a nerd. I don't do this thing because I'm a nerd. Nah, if you know me, if you've been around here for a minute, you know I used to do nothing but play on competitive singles, but I don't really do that anymore. What is this Pokemon's move called? Last Rites. Yeah. No, is that its ability? Last Respects. There it is. Yeah, give us that. If you're imagine this is how Last Respects works. For every teammate you have that is respawning or KO'd, it just does way more damage. So imagine your team ints their brains out at 205, so you're 1v5 during Ray, but your Last Respects do 1 billion damage. Yes, please feed teammates. Like that would actually be a really cool solo queue Pokemon, just because like when your team inevitably does feed their brains out, at least you're, you know, able to fight and able to play the game. I actually really like that. So hey, can we make that happen? Can we make that happen? That'd be pretty cool. Flamigo is a speedster through and through. Let it run around as a little bird and kick things. Yes. So Titan, all-arounder. Could also work as a defender, but it's a little bit more offensive. I think so Titan would be pretty cool all-arounder to have. You know, just give it Ice Spinner. Can we get some Belly Drum maybe? Can this Pokemon be Belly Drum? Obviously Avalanche would work for this Pokemon. I try just any ice move, obviously. Superpower perhaps. Yeah. Volton Veluza, speedster, I guess. I don't know, it could be cool. I don't know if we'll ever get a fish in Unite. It's gonna be really hard to make a fish work, which is why when we're getting to a few fish down here. Like I'm surprised we don't have Gyarados in the game yet. And I think the only reason we don't have Gyarados in the game yet is because I don't want to do another Lucario where it just is that Pokemon. I don't know, it'd be really hard to do with Palafin as well. Just give us a fish, man. I don't really think Veluza should be the first one, but it does have that ability. It does have the Gallade ability. What's it called? Is it just called Sharpness? Yeah, it has Sharpness. You can do something with that. I don't know if Veluza is the right Pokemon to bring that into the game. But I don't know. We do need a fish. We need a fish. Give us Gyarados or give us some fish. There's a million good fish Pokemon. Dondozo is kind of one of them. From the very little VGC I have played, I kind of hate it, but it works. I guess Tatsugiri would have to be an attacker. I mean, for Dondozo, just give it Wave Crash. Obviously, these two Pokemon are like a pair. I don't know really how that would work in Unite. Obviously, they don't have to be a pair in Unite, but what if they were? Just some sort of like team pick synergy with that would be just stupid. So please don't ever do that. But yeah, Dondozo, Wave Crash, and some other things. How do you program a Dondozo to run around? Tatsugiri, I kind of get a little bit. Palafin, I get a little bit because it floats. So, I mean, it could work. But yeah, the whole fish thing is weird. But yeah, Tatsugiri, I think, would be an attacker. Just, you know, dropping Dracos, stuff like that. Hydro Pump, man, you'll figure it out. Goldingo is 100% an attacker. Just make it rain. It could also work as a special attack-based speedster, but I think Goldingo would make a little bit more sense as a attacker. Just give it its, you know, make it rain, give it, you know, good as gold. We could also be discussing just completely immune to all hindrances would be so broken. Just so broken. Still Beam could work, you know, obviously Shadow Ball, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, I think Goldingo could work very well. Baxcalibur, all-arounder, obviously all-arounder. Yeah, Dragon Dance, maybe some sort of obviously it would have Glaive Rush, for sure, which could be super disgusting. Give it some sort of, I don't know, Icicle Spear could work, you know, just anything really. Yeah, Baxcalibur, definitely an all-rounder. Now we're moving into the regional variants / evolutions and the Paradox Pokemon and stuff like that. For Tauros, I guess we'll do all-arounder for Tauros. Tauros could work as an attacker as well, but probably mostly a speedster. I kind of picture Tauros as a speedster. Obviously, it's been in the game as one of the buffs on the winter map, but we don't really talk about that. I do think Tauros would be a cool Pokemon to have, but yeah, just like the running at people. I don't know. It's a bull. How do you program a bull? I mean, I guess all-arounder works. Yeah, we can do all-arounder. They're both. Wugtrio. That's, who cares? This Pokemon's stupid. I hate it. Speaking of hating it, we have our boy Annihilate. That's the easiest all-arounder ever. Imagine Rage Fist. Just the more you like, imagine like a Rage Fist. So how it works in game is every hit you take, it does more damage. Imagine that in Unite, but like every time you're taking damage, your Rage Fist gets stronger. So just couple that with a weakness policy. Oh, that'd be cool. Except we have Clodsire Defender, obviously. Farragraph, probably attacker or all-arounder. I think Giraffaric could work as an attacker. Could also be like a light screeny type supporter. I could see that being a thing. But yeah, probably all-arounder. We'll go all-arounder. Why not? I don't know what else it would be. All right. King Gambit, all-arounder, obviously. Fish would be a sick all-arounder to have as well, so just get all three in there, why not? Oh boy. Great Tusk. Great Tusk is tough. Great Tusk is pretty tough. It could definitely work as a defender. I think Donphan would for sure be a defender. Iron Treads, though, is a little bit weird, so I think we'll do the Paradox Pokemon if they have two forms together. So we'll do these two guys together as well. Is there another one? I don't think so. All right. I think all-arounder for this guy, maybe Speedster for this guy, because this guy's pretty fast. He has Volt Switch and stuff like that. This guy just headlong rush, punches stuff, just fights. Yeah, this Pokemon definitely fits the vibe of an all-arounder. This Pokemon maybe just a little bit more Speedster. Great. Iron Treads. I'm not a huge fan of Iron Treads. I think Iron Treads is probably the worst design of these. All right, next up we have a Pokemon that's technically already in Unite. Well, not Screamtail slash Jigglypuff. I think you just make a Wigglytuff skin. No, Screamtail specifically, if it were to go into the game separate of Jigglypuff, I think would be an attacker. I guess. I don't know. Brute Bonnet. Is that what this thing is called? I think it's Brute. I have no idea. It's a Moongus. Defender. Yeah, Moongus is a defender. I guess I'll just give this thing defender as well. It can work as an attacker too, just because it has pretty good attack stat, but yeah, it's fine. Fluttermane, attacker, speedster. Attacker, speedster, for sure. We'll go speedster. Now, I think this is Slitherwing. It is Slitherwing. Okay. Slitherwing, I think, is all-arounder. More punchy than attacky. Yeah. If that makes sense. It's Heracross typing. Give it close combat, give it some sort of punching stuff. Super power, whatnot. Brick break even. Yeah, give it, yeah. First impressions, stuff like that. Lunge. Yeah. All around. Fits all arounder to me. Iron Moth, I think, works as an attacker. I think Iron Moth is a fine attacker. I think it'd be a pretty good one. I think Volcarona would be also a sick Pokemon to have in Unite. So, yeah. Iron Moth works. I don't know what you do with Quark Drive or Photosynthesis. I'm sure you could just give it some sort of speed boost or just stat boost. I don't really know what they would do in Unite. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, Fiery Dance, Sludge Bomb, stuff like that. Yeah. Iron Bundle. This Pokemon, I would probably go attacker. I really listen, man. These Paradox Pokemon are tough. I think their base Pokemon would work a lot better in game than a lot of these. Like, I think Donphan would be an amazing defender to have. Like I said, I think Volcarona would be an amazing attacker. Delibird, I guess Delibird could be a cool supporter, but Iron Bundle specifically is an attacker. Amoonguss would be one of the best choices for defender, I think. Misdreavus or Mismagius honestly would be an amazing speedster or special attacker. But Fluttermane, who really cares? Like, I think the designs are cool for a lot of the Pokemon, but like, tell me you wouldn't just rather have Hydreigon than Iron Jugulus, which is terrible. I'll put Jugulus itself, I guess, as a speedster. I don't know. I know I skipped over Hariyama or Iron Hands, but yeah, all-arounder. I think the best way to go about a lot of these that aren't like split, like you have, you know, the Donphans or the Volcaronas, like obviously it's a little bit more difficult, but with and we can talk about this with, I don't even know Tyranitar's name. I literally don't even know what the Tyranitar is called. Iron Thorns. Like, just imagine this is a Tyranitar skin. Just give us that. Or like if Hariyama were to be added to the game, give us an Iron Hands skin or a Hollowware. Like, I don't really know how you do that, but Obviously, Tyranitar already in the game, one of the best Pokemon in the game as an all-arounder. So Iron Thorns makes the most sense to me as an all-arounder. Okay, now we move into the, what are they, like the Chaos Pokemon? I forget. Like I said, this is like the one thing in game I never did. But we have Wo-Chien here. I think Wo-Chien makes the most sense as a defender. Very, very tanky Pokemon. Has stuff like Leech Seed as well. What's its Ruin move? Ruination. It also has its don't they all have signature moves as well? Who knows? But yeah, look at it. It's a defender. Pinglu, defender. Definitely defender. Where's the cat? Where's the cat? Where's our cat? Where's our cat guy? What the hell, me? Oh, jeez. Where's Chien Pao? Well, Chien Pao, it would be a speedster if it were here, but I guess I forgot it. GU, I think, is an attacker. Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon's an all-rounder just because if Salamence were ever to be added to the game, I think that's the role it would fill. Iron Valiant, same thing with Gallade. If it were ever added to the game, I think it'd be a speedster. And then I don't even know what you do with the Box Legends Koraidon and Miraidon. I guess all-arounder. I literally don't know what you would do. So yeah, kind of fell apart once we got past Excalibur because I kind of stopped knowing where to put. Like, I don't know what to do with a lot of the Paradox Pokemon. So maybe we just edit that part out, or maybe I just leave it in. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really care for the Paradox Pokemon all that much. I think they're cool, but I don't know. So yeah, there is every Gen 9 Pokemon and the role that they would fill. And if you agree or disagree with any of these, let me know in the comments down below. And again, let me know which Gen 9 Pokemon you want to see in the game the most. My votes are Tinkaton. I really want one of the two starters. I really want Lockix. Spartha would be cool. And Cirilla Jamaroja. Those are my top few. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one, guys. Peace.